And thanks for watching this video. Here's a quick little rundown of how you can support the Ages of Sigmar.
You can check us out on Patreon. Go over there and have a look. There's links below, and you'll be able to get access to loads of stuff that you won't get on YouTube.
You can also find t-shirts on Teespring. Or mugs. Ooh. But they don't come with tea in.
No.
That would be bad for the postal service.
And you can also check out our affiliates, the Outpost below, to get all your GW goodness and lots of other products and
good
brands.
Discounts there, and we're affiliated, so we get a little something from them too, just for you going there. So please do think about doing that.
All the links are below.
These videos wouldn't be possible without our Patreon supporters, so thank you very much to them.
You guys rock.
If you would like to show your appreciation but don't want to commit to a Patreon, then do consider using our tip jar. We'll put the link below, and anybody who does so will get a shout out in our next video. And so, well, we'll get out of your way, and hopefully we are all ready for action! And watch the video. Bye. Hello, AOS fans!
It's the Agents of Warcry!
How long have you been working on that?
A couple of weeks.
Excellent. Excellent. So, hello, new viewers.
Sorry.
Apologies for that.
This is what we do.
Yeah, hopefully lots of you who watch our Warhammer Underworlds content are following along to see what Warcry is all about. But hopefully lots of you who don't play Warhammer Underworlds are watching because you want to see what Warcry is all about. We're not the first team to get out videos of Warcry. There's a few knocking around almost immediately. We didn't get our copy till a little bit later in the day, and we only meet on Wednesdays. So here we are.
And you were away at the weekend, and blah blah blah, all reasons and stuff and things.
So if you have never watched us before and you do enjoy it, then please do subscribe to the channel and like the video and tell all your friends and buy us pints of beer and all that kind of stuff. We are available on Patreon, although obviously if you're only just starting out on Warcry, you probably don't want to sponsor us yet.
Not
but
yet.
You could think about it if
maybe
you want
by
to.
the end of this video.
Yeah,
you never know. Now normally we don't have quite so much grey plastic on screen. We are going to do our best to try and get all that painted, but we do have children and wives and lives and stuff. Well, that's a lie, we don't have lives, but we do have wives and children, so we will get it painted as quickly as we can for you. So unfortunately there is a bit of grey at the minute, but do bear with us, that won't be the case for long.
We're not doing too badly for us, really.
I think so, yeah. I think I've painted more in the last...
One bit slightly painted. You've painted some of your models over there.
I've painted more in the last couple of weeks, well, couple of days, and I think I've done the last year. So because some of our patroners, you're all awesome by the way, they paint some of our stuff for us, which is awesome.
Okay, so we're going to play Warcry. What do we do?
I don't know. So Warcry comes on these boards because they are, they're like Warhammer on your coffee table kind of stuff. So you get a board which you put down, and that's your area. You haven't got to have a 6x4 foot board or anything like that, which is great. I love this, frankly. It was one of the things that really interested us in this, same as Kill Team. So I'm hoping we can keep up with this a bit more than we could Kill Team.
I hope so, and it's obviously a slight step up from the Warhammer Underworlds board, and it's a lot more dynamic in that every game you set up, let's say I'm going to throw my arms out, every game you set up the scenery as according to a card. Now at the beginning of each game, well, the first thing you do actually, you can start from the beginning.
Normally you would build a warband in this situation. You have to fill out there's a page at the back you can photocopy, and you've got to fill it all out and stuff like that. A bit like Kill Team if you've done that at all. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to play a few demo games with the base models that come in the box as we've built them. So we're avoiding all that bit for now.
But I think that's mostly if you want to play campaign games. You can play exhibition games. We are playing an exhibition game today, which is kind of straight off out of the bat. They all come with cards. There's limited customization. We could perhaps talk about that,
especially in the first video, boxes. Yes,
but there is limited customization. What you can do with the starter set and figures. There is some, and people talk about should I get 2 sets so I can build them and build the absolute best loadout, because there are a couple of them you can't make if you build.
But I'm not sure how much it's worth it really. I don't know how much there is worth in buying another box to build all the different combinations, because one of the beastie guys, he has the option of doing 3 dice with a strength of 4 or 4 dice with a strength of 3, but they both do sort of 2 and 4 damage, so it doesn't seem to make that much odds. I think the golems are a bit more customizable.
Well, I'm not sure they are. I mean, they are in the makeup of the figures, but they still have you can only build 3, I think, legionnaires, but you can just build them with different weapons, but they're still the same. There is one guy I haven't built because you have to choose. So there is one person you can't build lot of it. But the weird thing is that you can either build it so that you're slightly over 1,000 points, or you can build it like I have so that you're slightly under 1,000 points. I've gone for the rule of cool, which means I've picked an extra person with a flailing chain.
That's always better.
But actually, she's only worth 65 points. So whereas this guy who I didn't build is worth 125 points.
So you're going to have to buy another box now then.
Yeah, although actually I think that might have been a different guy. Anyway, don't worry about that. But I think my point really is that actually I really hope there isn't too much customisation in this game, because one of the things Pete and I like about Underworlds is you buy your figures, you play.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And the customisation comes from the cards and the deck you build.
But Kill Team got too much for us, all the different loads out with different weapons, and it was too much. So we're really hoping that this actually stays very, very simple, and actually all of the sort of basic configurations out of the boxes are competitive.
Yes.
Actually, it doesn't really matter because our local meta is me and Pete anyway, so it doesn't really matter if it's that competitive.
I think the thing that's going to give me more satisfaction in this game is the fact that when you play it, you have the decks of cards to help you create your scenario. So,
yes.
I mean, I don't think we would have come up with this configuration, but this is the board layout we've come up with, which is this sort of diagonal thing, and it's quite cool, and I like the fact that it's just done for you.
Yeah, that is true, and I quite like this. There's a lot of variation. I mean, they're going to talk about it in the promo stuff. There's like 3 million combinations of cards. I can only assume more cards are going to come.
Yep.
So you basically get 4 decks, and you pick from each. We've jumped the gun slightly, because before you do that, you have to separate your warband into 3 groups: the dagger, the hammer, and the shield. One group can have no more than half your figures.
Yep.
So in my case, I've got 8 figures, so I can't have five in any of them. And the shield has to have at least a third. So I've got 3 people with shields. I've actually chosen all the people with shields just to make it nice and easy for everybody to remember on this first game. And then the only other rule is that each one has to have at least one. So you can't just have, oh, I'm not going to bother with the dagger.
Yeah.
And then they're used to deploy. So when you then draw four cards from these magic decks, which aren't over here. You then draw 4 cards. So there's a victory deck, a twist deck, a terrain deck, and a setup deck.
Yep.
And we've drawn a terrain card, and we've got terrain. Basically this. It is slightly odd that when you stick the models together, you can't make all the configurations off the cards, I believe.
Yeah, the actual instructions to build the ruins, it just gives you 2 examples. However, the actual terrain layout itself, one, it's not 100% clear what you've got to put down in a few instances. We've made a bit of a guess with the bit in the middle, but I think we're right. But you don't necessarily have the ruins in the format that are on the card, which is a little odd to me, but yeah, okay, we've ad-libbed a little, and to be fair, we're never going to be that fussed.
No, yeah, I mean, people are going to want to buy new sets, and they're going to want to use terrain they've already got, so I think this may well prove to be a game that you can't have too much terrain for.
I agree.
And so we've done, so that's the terrain card we've done, and then I've drawn the Unseen Blade for the setup card, and Twist is eager for the fight, and that means, Pete, we have to add 1 move characteristic to all fighters of this battle.
I can see the Twist characteristic being the card that we forget every time.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's one of those like a +1 that you forget in AOS all the time.
Yep.
And the victory is cut off the head, and basically a player wins as soon as the opponent's leader is taken down.
Ooh, okay.
At the end of the 4th battle round, and each subsequent battle round, any leaders within 4 inches of the battlefield edge immediately count as being taken down.
Cool.
So if you're hanging around at the back, you need to have moved by the end of the 4th battle round.
Okay, cool. So we've split our models into groups. We'll go into that as and when we deploy them. So what do we do first, Robin?
Okay, and technically I forgot something completely, which is the priority roll, which you do at the beginning, and it says you actually do it after you've chosen your warbands and before you sort out your battle groups, but it really matters. And priority rolls literally just to see who has priority when setting up the board and such like.
Cool, so you can roll first for the golems. Okay,
and I got a 5. Ooh. Nice chunky dice from GW on the old...
chunky. 4 for me, so you win priority.
I win priority then. What does that mean? Oh, you get to... Because I have priority, I get to choose the deployment points, and because there's limited room in the garage, Pete and I tend to just deploy at the end that we're at. So the way this card works is that I can deploy on. So I can deploy on this edge and this edge, and in the middle.
So your hammer will come on there.
Yeah.
Your dagger will come on over that far edge, but your shield starts here. Now this is quite funky because for me, my shield starts here, and then I get my dagger on this side and my hammer on this side. So that's quite
spatially inept, so I'm going to assume that's correct.
Yes, 100%. Would I lie to you?
So, and on this card, as Pete has pointed out to me off camera, the later forces come in round 2. So everything else is going to come in round 2. So only our shields are going to be deployed round 1. And when we deploy our shields, Pete, each time a battle group is set up, all fighters from that battle group must be set up wholly within 3 inches horizontally, but any distance vertically of the corresponding deployment point on the battle floor of a platform.
So you have to deploy yours within 6 inches of the middle of the board. So
in your
6
direction?
Inches
or in my direction?
Within my direction, yes. So you have to deploy it.
And I have to be within 3 inches
of this corner here.
Okay.
So we'll come back after we've deployed.
Ooh.
So as you can see, Robin has deployed his guys over here. So you've got, what's the guy with the shield?
He is my signifier.
Oh, okay. What's he signify?
He signifies that we're coming.
Ah, I see.
We're coming.
You've got a guy with a mace or a flail there, and a guy with a really great hammer over there.
And they all have shields. And they're basically 2 Iron Legionaries and a signifier.
Okay.
Who have you got?
So if I've got 3 of my guys over here, I've got my 3 plains runners. They're probably my chafe of the group. And then I've got my prey taker with a fanged axe.
Ooh. Is that the big one here?
Yeah, that's the dude in the middle with the great big axe.
Okay.
Cool, so now we're set up. What do we do next, Rob?
The first thing we do, Pete, is we have a hero phase and we determine who has the initiative during the battle round, and we decide how to use our wild dice.
Okay, cool.
Wild dice.
Wild dice! Cool, so I'll roll first then. So I've got 6 dice. Ooh, so here we go. So I've got 1 double 3 and the rest are all singles. So at the minute that means I've got initiative.
And you've got 4. That's 4 singles.
4 singles.
But 2 doubles. I mean, 1 double. And I have got 2 doubles.
2 doubles.
So you're definitely going to have the initiative.
So how does our wild dice work, Robin?
The wild dice, Pete, we can basically choose. We get a wild dice each turn, and we can choose where to put it. So I could, for example, add it to my 5s to give me 3 5s,
All right.
or to my 3s to give me 3 3s. Or I could give myself an extra single, so I could give myself a single, so I could have a 4, a 1, and a 2. So then I'd have 3 singles, and I still wouldn't beat you for initiative, so that would be a bit pointless because the doubles are actually used for the special moves.
Yes. Our abilities, which we'll come on to.
Yeah, each warband has abilities which we can use, and I can basically use 2 of my double ones. And I was just going to say the other thing is you don't have to spend your wild dice. You can save it to the next turn.
Yeah.
But you can't then, if you do that, you can't add 2 numbers to a double. So I couldn't add to my 5s there. I couldn't add two 5s from the wild dice next turn.
And make it a triple 5 or
make
whatever.
it a quadruple 5.
Yeah, you can add 1 5 to a pair to make that a triple, and you could add a 3 to another pair to make that a triple.
Yeah,
but you can't add them both to the same number of dice.
But you can add any number to the initiative dice.
Yes.
You could steal initiative that way. The player with initiative first declares how they will use their wild dice.
Okay, so I have to pick because I have initiative. I'm going to add the 6 to the other 6 I've got to give me 2 pairs and 3 singles.
Oh, so I could have 3 singles.
So you could steal the initiative.
Then we'd have to roll off. So I wouldn't necessarily steal it because I've only got 2. Yeah, I've got 2.
Oh, yes.
Yes, so we'd have 3 each.
So you could just go for a triple and acknowledge the fact that you're not going to win anyway.
Yeah. Oh, all right, go for 50-50 chance.
Yeah,
I'm going to have a look and see whether my people I've got on my team can actually use a triple.
Ah. That's what I'd already done to try and work that out, and I didn't.
Of course, Pete, we could use one of the universal abilities.
Ooh.
There is a triple on there. Respite. A fighter cannot use this ability if they are 1 inch from an enemy fighter. Remove a number of damage points allocated to this fighter. That's a triple. But obviously we wouldn't be using that at the moment.
You'd hope not, anyway. I'm saying it's gone horribly wrong.
Well, that's true. I don't know where I suppose that is a good point. We might use. So I'm going to. No, I'm not sure actually. I think I'm going to make you roll off. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to add. I'm going to add an extra dice to my initiative roll. So we've got 3 each.
Okay, cool. So let's roll that dice. So I get a 2.
2. Roll off again. 3.
I think that's sort of a 4 dice system with some kind of assists and singles and stuff like that. I don't know. 2. So you win.
So I've stolen the initiative from you.
Oh, you thief. So now we have to alternate between each other, don't we?
I'm getting confused, thinking, why I haven't deployed my models, and that's because I've got them all sitting on the edge of the board here. So now, next is the reserve phase, which we would do if we had any models off the board and they were arriving. They would arrive now, but we don't. They arrive next turn.
So now you have the initiative. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to go first, but you can pick who goes first.
And I can move, attack, disengage, or wait.
And you get to do 2 of those in any order you so choose. So you could do a move and a move, or an attack and attack, or a disengage and an attack. Although when you disengage, you have to be further away. But you can because you could have a ranged weapon. Because one of my guys has got a ranged weapon of 8 inches, I think it is, or something like that. 3
inches is about as big as it gets.
Well, Robin, some of us get 3 inches, some of us get 8 inches. I can't help you with that, I'm afraid. And whatever they tell you in those emails, you can't get it any better, right? That's just what you're stuck with.
I do keep getting them, and I do keep signing up, and I don't have any money, and nothing's happening.
Cool, so now you get to pick which person activates first.
I'm going to let you activate first, I think, Peter. You've got more men than me.
I thought you might. So I'm just going to move this first guy to there. Now, he does move down 3 inches, so there is a chance... Wrong side. So there is a chance he might take some impact damage.
Ooh.
Oh! So he takes 3 wounds.
What a good start. Hurrah! How many wounds does he have?
He has 8.
Oh, okay.
So he takes 3 wounds. I'm not going to bother moving him again, though. He's just going to stay there, somewhat like...
Interesting. So you're going to waste your...
Yes.
I suppose because you can't move in close enough, can you?
No, I can't. That's pretty much why I figured it's not worth moving twice. I might as well make you come towards me.
Okay.
So it's over to you.
We need to get this, make this exciting. So I'm gonna run here. I hope I can reach. If I can't reach, it's gonna be a bit sad.
So what's his movement?
His movement is just. Oh, it's only. No, it's 4.
So it's 4, but +1 because
+1,
of the
yes,
twist.
Yes.
So 5.
Is that close enough?
Does take you to just about in range, I think. So I would have moved close enough to make you just within an inch.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you. So I am going to do that. So then I'm going to attack with my second. So I'm going to use one of my doubles up. I'm going to do onslaught, which is add 1 to the attack characteristics of attack actions made by this fighter.
Yeah.
So he has 2. I think attack actions is 2. That's the sword, isn't it?
Yes. So you have the picture, which is just to describe the weapon for you. You then have what looks like a target sort of area on the ground, and that's the range in inches. Mm-hmm. You then have the sword, which is the number of dice you roll in your attack. You then have a fist, which is your strength, and you compare that with your opponent's defense. And then you have the final one, which is a damage, which is split into 2 values, and one is if you roll a crit, which is a 6, then you do the secondary value.
Ooh.
So for me, my toughness on these guys is only 3.
Okay, my strength is a mighty 3.
There's only 3 on those guys. Okay, so it is a 4. If the numbers match, then it's a 4 or more to wound.
4 or more to
6
wound,
is a crit.
I have an extra attack, so I've got to throw 3 dice.
Because of onslaught, yes. So 4 or more to wound, 6 is a crit. Oh, so only 1, and that's a crit.
That's a
so
crit.
How much damage?
It's 4 damage.
Ow.
No, it's not. I read the wrong one. It's 3 damage.
Ow. Still hurts. So he's up to 6 wounds now. He's only got 8. He's not doing too well then.
And that guy has activated. Thank you.
Activation.
Funny enough, I keep forgetting to put the counters on this.
Strange that.
Yeah.
Okay, so over to me. So I'm going to charge with this guy now. Right up in your face.
In my face.
And I also have to roll in case he takes any damage again.
Oh, yeah?
No, he does not.
No damage.
So he's okay, so I'm going to do that. And then I am going to... I'm just going to attack for his second activation. So my planes guys, my plane runners, they roll 3 dice. And it's strength of 3. Your toughness is...
Toughness 5.
Toughness 5. Wow. So anything that's higher than my strength... and this isn't toughness, actually, I should point out, because it's not AOS, but it's your defense characteristic, as it were. So anything that's greater than my strength of 3 means I need a 5 or more, which does mean I've got a 50-50 chance to cause a crit on you. So 3 dice, 5s to wound, 1 or 3 damage.
Oh, you jammy git. I'm
so
not sure
that is
50-50
4
chance.
wounds.
I think your statistics was the twist there, but I think I know what you meant.
I do have a 50-50 chance on any successes.
Yes,
that is what I meant. Missed that bit out.
Okay then, well, let's make this a pile up. I'm going to run with this guy down to here. I think
you're going to move 5 all the way along to there.
Yeah.
So you can
easily fall down, and I'm going to break my neck jumping down.
So you can get within an inch.
And I get a 1, so I actually get more healthy. No, so I fly down, and then I'm going to hit you with my shield.
Ow. Clang.
Yeah.
So again, you roll 3 dice. Are you using any of your abilities?
No, I'm not. I've lost the other double over here. I've got a double 5 over here. I'm going to save that for the big guy. And so I'm going to just use the 3 dice.
Just going to clang him on the head.
No, it's just 2 dice. So I'm just going to use 2 dice. It's a 5, which I think is good enough, and a 3 is not.
No, because your strength is 3. They equal, so you needed a 4 or more, so it's 5. That does how much damage?
Just 1.
Just the 1, and that is to the other new guy.
To the other new guy. I couldn't have reached the other guy.
No, you couldn't.
No.
Okay, so he's activated, so it's onto my next go. And I'm going to charge in my other bloke. And we know he's got the range, because he's got to remove a 6.
So is he going down here?
Yep, so he's going to run all the way, jump off to the edge there, and land right there. So I'll roll for him to see if he takes any impact damage. Oh no! Oh yes, he does. He takes 1 wound.
1 wound.
Boo!
I think you've done leaping. You've done more damage to yourself than I have.
It's almost like leaping vertically, double your own height, is bad for you in some situations when you've got a sharp weapon in your hand. So I'll stick a little token there.
And we can demonstrate that on the garage.
So he's going to make his attack. I roll 3 dice for him. I need 5s though.
5. So we got quite lucky last time.
Oh,
it's another
crit.
6. So how much damage is the crit?
So the crit is 3 damage.
Is that on the same guy?
No, it's on the other one.
On the other one.
Because I can't get to the other guy because there's people in the way.
The crit is how much damage?
Crit's 3 damage.
3 damage.
I'd like to take this point to say, so far, I like the fact that you don't have saving throws. It just is another roll in the process to reduce the number of wounds, where it's easier to just up the average wound level to like 8 or 10 or 15 or 30, and then you just have a roll, you've taken this many wounds. Next turn, move on.
I quite like it. I'll tell you why I also like it. There's nothing worse than going in, doing an attack,
hitting a billion times,
and then going, I've saved.
Save.
And it's just like...
It just makes the whole thing a bit more war of attrition, which can be a bit dull. This is roll some dice, take some wounds, move on.
So far it's pretty dynamic. Of course, we have not a clue what we're doing. But
none whatsoever.
Okay, anyway,
so
it's my turn.
It is. You've got your big guy now.
Now he can't get around here to attack, so he's just going to blunder into there.
Just about get into the middle
blunder
here.
into there. And
I want to smash your face in.
He's going to smash your face in. That's exactly what he's going to do.
So what's his attack?
His attack is 3, attack strength 4.
And you're going to use your...
use my double to add an extra dice on the old onslaught. So I have 1 extra attack. So he's got attack characteristic of 3. So it's 4 dice, strength 4. So I think is that 3 or more?
So yes, my flame runners have a defense of 3. So this guy's already taken a wound.
And he's just taken... He didn't take any crits.
No
but he's
crits.
just taken 8 more.
So he's dead. Okay.
And one key thing though of saying that is that damage doesn't overspill anywhere.
No, you can't.
So you can't
wash on into anybody
you
else.
can't divide your attacks up either. They're all on the same guy, which is kind of good, I think.
Yep. So it's on my go last because you have no more activations to go, and I've still got a guy left. Did make a bit of a mess up because I've got 2 doubles, and I should have used one of my last guy's attack.
Do you want to roll an extra dice for that? Because it's only just 1 extra dice, isn't it? So
yeah, okay.
Well,
if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
So last turn I would have used an onslaught to gain 1 extra attack. So I'll roll that now. I was waiting for a 6 then, so didn't do anything.
No, really cut it out.
Yeah.
I'm not pretending I never said it.
So I shall use onslaught on this one. In fact, I'll use all-out attack.
Whoa.
No, I can't use all-out attack, so ignore that.
Okay.
I'll use onslaught on this one. So my guy, who is my prey taker, he moves only 4, so he has to move 5.
Ooh, but he still gets there.
So he does just about get
he does
there.
have to not break his neck.
I can't get your main guy though. I can only reach the other bloke. So I'll roll for the injury. None.
No injury.
Okay, so normally my prey taker rolls 3 dice, so I roll 4 this time. I do have a strength of 4, but that's still a 5 to wound you, and this does 2 and 4 damage. Oh, okay, so only 1, so that's 4 wounds. 4 wounds on the previously wounded guy. So he's taken 4, he's up to 8.
Which previously wounded guy?
This guy here.
Okay, he's taken 4, he's taken another 4, he's up to 8.
So what do we do next, Robin? Is that the end of the round?
Yes, that's the end of the round, Pete, and we go right back around again. It's not Blackstone Fortress, there's no wash-up rolls to do or anything, it's just basically straight back round, repeat the round.
So what do we do first?
It's the hero phase.
Hero phase!
It's the hero phase.
Hero phase!
Yes, we go straight to the hero phase, we roll out 6 dice,
Yep.
and then we'll go from there. So I have got a couple of 1s.
Oh,
I've got 4 singles, but only a couple of 1s.
Okay, so what am I going to get? Oh, 2 4s and 2 1s. So the minute you're beating me.
For initiative.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Okay. One thing I will say, just while I think about it, these doubles and triples, sometimes the special abilities refer to the ability score, and that's the score on the dice.
Yes.
So some of them are better if you've got 6s than if you've got, in this case, 1s.
Yes, a double 1 not necessarily as good as a double 6.
No, but some it makes no difference. Like the ones we used last time, it made no difference whatsoever. But some are double 6. It's actually like the amount of damage you do, so it's actually 6 times better. I'm going to pair my wild dice with the 6. So
Okay.
I've got two doubles basically,
and 3 in singles.
so you can now equal me. Cause
No, I can't because I've only got 2 singles.
Yeah, but if you use your wild dice to go with your...
Oh, that's right. I could do that, couldn't I?
Which is what I did to you last
But
time.
I'm not gonna. I'm
Okay.
going to use my 4 to give me a triple. So I've got a couple of fancy things
some
I can do with my
fancy triples, have you?
So I'm going to hopefully use one of them this round. So once we've done that, Robin, you have initiative. What do we do next?
we have to do the reserve phase. We didn't do reserve phase last time. We have to do that this time because it's round 2 and our guys are coming on the board.
Okay, so how do we deploy them?
Starting with the player with initiative, player set up the fighters from any battle group coming into play in that battle round, wholly within 3 inches horizontally, but any distance vertically of their deployment point.
So you have initiative, so you have to set up all yours, and then I'll set up all mine.
So actually, in this respect, some initiative is that's not really disadvantage.
I don't think it's going to make too
a minor
much
disadvantage. A slight disadvantage on the up and down thing. I actually thought you were going to run across and kill my lone guy.
Yeah,
last turn.
I didn't have the range though, because I can do a move and an
attack.
attack.
Wasn't far enough.
So we'll come back in a moment once we deployed the models. So that's post-deployment. On my side I've got the Rock Tusk Prowler and the Beast Speaker on here in my dagger group, and over in my hammers I've got my Heart Eater, my First Fang, and one of my Prey Takers.
Your Heart Eater?
Heart Eater.
That doesn't sound very nice. Eat your heart out. On my side I have got my boss guy, who is the Dominar, the Iron Legionary with Bolas over here, and I have got a Drill Master. And over here I've got my Ogre Breacher, who's huge.
I don't like him.
And my little dwarf. They're like little and large, only funnier.
Oh, it's like you and me.
Yes, thank you. I am an Ogre Breacher, and he's an Armator. And he's quite tough, but not that tough.
A bit like a Minotaur.
He's very slow. He only moves 3.
But you do get +1.
I do.
Because of our twist. Cool, okay, so you have the initiative, so you can now choose who gets to go first, don't you?
I do, and I will choose... Pete, I choose you, I
Pikachu.
think I choose you.
Okay.
We've got 3. No, actually, no, I'm going to... Pete, I choose me. I choose me.
Curses.
Yeah. So I'm going to start... I am going to go first, and I'm going to start with 2 attack actions on your Prey Master, or whatever he's called. And I'm just going to use one of my ordinary little guys. I'm going to use the weakest of the ordinary little guys.
My Prey Taker, so which one's the weaker?
Well, he's the one who's nearly dead, so it's not.
And that's this guy here.
Actually the same. In terms of attack, it's the same. And so we're going to make 2 lots of attacks.
Okay, so you can't kill him. Well, that maybe can. What's your crit?
Crit is 3.
And how many roll of dice you got?
2.
No, I've got 10 wounds, so you could just roll all 4 dice in one go then.
I will just do the 2 first, just in case I get double 6.
Oh,
6 to 5.
So that is how many wounds?
That's 4 wounds. So he's got 6 left, hasn't he?
1 and 3 you do.
1 and 3, yes.
So you get 4 wounds, so he's got 6 wounds remaining. 4, so that's 1 wound.
And a 3. Is that good enough? What's
No,
your
my toughness is 4.
Okay, so toughness 4 on this one, so that's just another extra wound.
1 more
I am
wound.
going to push you back.
So 5 wounds on him. Okay, over to me then. I'm going to activate my First Fang first, and I'm going to use his triple ability, which is Harpoon Snag. So what that means is this fighter makes a bonus attack action. After that attack action, the fighter targeted by that attack action makes a bonus move directly towards me, as if you were jumping a number of inches equal to the score, which will be 4. So I'm going to effectively, once I've done the attack, you're going to move 4 inches towards me. So that uses my triple up.
It'd be good if I was on a platform.
It would be quite cool to drag you off as well. So what's your toughness? 5?
No, 4.
Only 4 for him?
4.
I guess he hasn't got a massive Waking shield, has he? He's stuck on the stick for some reason. Yeah. Okay, so my strength is 4 and your defence is 4. So it's 4s to wound. Just 1.
Right.
So that is 2 wounds on him, and then I'm going to drag him 4 inches towards me. Kind of leaves you on that mound of rubbish there.
Okay.
And then I'm going to make 2 more attacks against you, because that's a bonus attack. So I'm going to just make his 2 regular attacks also with the harpoon. No crits, unfortunately, so that's another 6 wounds on you.
Okay, so it's my activation. I'm going to activate this guy here. I'm going to move across here. 5.
Uh-oh, leader's in trouble.
I'm going to have a pop at your leader. With his attack action. And I am going to use
Your other double?
My double. Plague's 4.
Okay, I'm toughness 4, so...
Oh, 2 5s and a 6.
So what's the crit?
The crit is 4, so it's 8 altogether.
Ow.
And how many wounds does your leader have?
20.
Oh, okay.
Ouchie, so it's 8 wounds on him already, so I'm down to half. Nearly half. So it's on to my go. So I'm going to attack with my Prey Taker over here again. He's going to take a double swing at your injured guy over there. So it's 6 dice in total. Strength of 4, but your toughness 5, so it's 5 to wound. No 6s, so only 1 wound. That's 2 wounds.
And that was on which one?
The injured one.
I've got 2.
The one on the right, because he's taken more wounds.
He's now dead.
Hooray! How many wounds did he have before?
Had 8.
He had 8, so
he's taken 10.
Only just enough.
Yeah, just enough, but he is dead.
That's my guy. Leave him alone.
But he had activated.
Yes, that's true. So over to you again.
Yeah, I think I'm going to activate my guy here, and I'm just going to attack this guy who hasn't attacked yet.
He's taken 1 wound so far.
1 wound. I'm just going to do 2 attacks, and it's strength 3.
And I'm toughness 3 effectively, so 4's to wound. But you're going to do it twice, aren't you? You're going to do two attacks. So 4 dice in total. 2 2s is 4.
Oh!
Nice,
so it's a 4, 5, and a 6. I've been a bit jammy, I think, in this game. That's 5 damage.
5 damage in total, so he's dead. Oh no, wait a minute, he's only got 1 wound, so he's up to 6 wounds. So he's not dead, but he's much closer.
I'm not dead.
I'm not dead yet. So over to me, I'm going to attack with this guy over here, one of my plains runners. So he's going to make 2 attacks against your guy. It's 3 dice a time, so 6 dice in total, but I need 5s. Oh, okay, so that's 4 wounds in total.
4 wounds in total. He's still
1
alive.
wound and 3 for the crit.
He's still alive.
Oh, what's he up to now?
7.
Ouch. Okay, that's it. I'm done.
One curious thing we didn't mention when we did deployment, they come in at a point according to the card, and then they can come in 3 inches from any of that point. So actually, they have to come in on an arc. They can't just come in 3 inches.
Yeah, it's a semicircle, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, but interesting. They haven't. Like maybe you could include a semicircular card or something just to make it a bit easier. So I'm just going to move. I think. Do I want to move once or do I want to move twice? I'm going to move the armour. So he only moves 4 anyway. So he moves. He's going to do 2 move actions. Do 2 move actions. He's going to go to there.
I feel like I need to finish this guy off in the middle, so I'm going to move him up, and then I'm just going to make an attack with him on your guy. So it's 3 dice, 5s to wound. No, nothing. So he's activated. Everyone in that middle chunk there's done. So we're onto the fringes now.
Okay, so I'm going to move the drill master. It's a double move for the drill master. I'm going to curve the ruler. Oh, she's just going to go in. Down there like that.
Okay, so back over this side, I think I'm going to attack with my prey taker. I'm going to use my other double to get an onslaught, which is add 1 to my attack dice. So he's going to move around here, and then he's going to make his attack. So he rolls 3 normally, and 1 extra because I'm going to use my onslaught ability. So 4 dice. Oh, so it's strength 4 and you're toughness 4, aren't you?
I am toughness 4, yes.
That's 4 wounds caused.
4 wounds caused. So I'm now up to 12, so I've only got 1 more hit.
Whoa. I reckon even my boss can sort you out on that one.
So this person, I'm going to move the full 10 down to here, like that.
Okay, so I'm going to activate my big boss man now. And for his first activation, I'm just going to make an attack against you. So it's 4 dice, strength of 4, so I'm on 4s to wound you. Ooh, I think he's dead, because that's 2 and 5, so it's 7 damage.
You've killed somebody.
Woohoo! Now if I'd kept some of my doubles, I could have done my all-out attack, which meant that he could have made a bonus action move action, or a bonus attack action.
So you could have
So I
moved.
could have possibly moved and then attacked you, but yeah, I've kind of fluffed it up a bit, but never mind. So I will then just move him for my other, just over to there.
So I'm just going to move my leader around to here.
Okay, so I've got 1 guy left in this maelstrom going on in the middle there, I believe, so I'm going to activate him and just chopinate at your guy. I think we've left some activity tokens there from other people who are now dead. But so 3 dice, I need 5s to wound you. 1 wound, so that's only 1 damage. How much you got left?
I've got 2 left.
Oh, okay, so I'll do another attack on him.
Okay.
Again, I need a crit though, or 2 successes. Yay! So he's dead. So I managed to kill him off as well. But none of this matters. It's only the leader. It's only the leader that matters. So back over to you again.
The ogre's going to move the full 10 he's got, and he's going to move to there. And shall I balance him on there? Or shall I? There we go. So he's within an inch of your guy there.
Yeah, so it's a double move though, so you can't attack.
I can't attack him, sadly. Or can I? You can have 1 for move characteristic, or you can have 1 to attack characteristic, but you can't do an attack. There's nothing to give me an attack. And his special ability to add is a triple.
So you can't even use that dice to give you an extra move.
No,
so you could.
No,
then
I should
do
have
that.
used it over here. I wasn't thinking. I was keeping it. I think I had in mind to keep it in case you attacked there, and then he could have moved in. And
Well, I did the same thing. It was just lucky I could actually utilise it, and it's I think just use them as soon as you can. Really, I think plan them out quickly and then use them.
Yeah, especially in this circumstance as well. We'll see.
So I'm going to move my Rock Tusk Prowler. He moves 8 normally, so I'm going to move him 16.
Wow.
Bark, bark. So up to about 8. Gets me to about there. Another 8 gets me to about there.
Hello.
And then the other one, my Beast Speaker. She moves 5 normally, so she can move 12 in total. Because we've got +1 move. So I can cover the board rather quickly, it turns out.
I'm not sure this is going to go very well for me.
So that's the end of the round. So we get rid of all our activations. So on to the third round now. And we have to roll for initiative, don't we?
Yep.
Okay, so the Beastie Boys, they all roll.
Oh, you roll 1 die short here. Oh no, it's in there. Oh, I've got triple.
Okay, so I've got triple 2, I've got a double 4 and a 1. So at the minute you're going to take the possibly the initiative.
Just about.
Double 3, double 4 and a 6.
And a 5.
And a 5. So at the moment you have the initiative and you pick what you want to do with your wild dice, is that correct?
Yes. Wild dice.
Wild dice!
Right, I'm going to make it a 1 and give it on my initiative.
So you're going to give yourself 3 initiative points, so I can't beat you.
Yes.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to turn mine into a 4 and give me 2 triples. And then that means I've got a couple of options. I don't know if I'll get a chance to use any of them, but I've got a couple of options.
Yeah, I think that's my play is probably a mistake, but if I don't, I could see you trying to round off and then run away.
So you go first or second?
I'm going to go first, funnily enough.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And my first move is to charge, or not charge, move and attack with my drill master here. And I'm going to use one of my doubles to give myself an extra attack dice.
Okay.
I have 1 to the attacks characteristic.
So your drill master has how many attacks normally?
4.
Ow, so you're rolling 5 now?
5, yes.
Oh my god. And what's your strength?
4.
Yeah, so it's 4s to wound, 6s for crits.
Oh!
1 crit and 1 success.
So that's 6 damage.
Ow, so I'm up to 14. So on to my go then. I am going to use my Rock Tusk Prowler, and I'm going to use one of my triples, my triple 4, which is Pounce.
Ooh.
Until the end of this fight's activation, the next time this fighter finishes a move within 1 inch of an enemy, pick a visible enemy within 1 inch and allocate the number of damage equal to the value. So I'll do 4 damage to one of you. So I'm going to leap forwards, bark, bark, right next to your leader, and I'm going to do 4 damage to him.
4 damage to the leader. Now I can't attack, can't I? I can't move.
You can't move. You can kill the Rock Tusk Prowler first, or you could fall back and go round, but I'm in the way, I think, so you will have to kill that first to give my leader a little bit of respite. But you do have your other guy there as well who might be able to kill it quicker.
Very good.
So that's one of my move, and for my other action I will just attack. So it's 4 dice, strength of 4, your toughness 4?
4, yes.
Okay, so it's 4s. Oh, okay, so that's just 1, which is 2 damage to you. So that's it for me, it's over to you again.
Okay, so my dwarf's moved to here and he's going to attack through the archway to there, which means you have got cover, which gives you +1 to your toughness.
Okie
Release 4 dice. I'm not going to use any extras at this point.
Not going to use your other double.
No, and he's 4 dice. He rolls 4 dice and his strength 4. Strength 4, toughness 4, is it? For the cover?
It is indeed, so 4 to wound.
4 to wound, and just one wound.
How much damage is that?
11 to gazillions.
Ah!
It's just 1 damage.
Just the 1.
That's
So he's
not
up
enough.
to 5.
It's not enough. I really wanted to kill him there.
So my big speaker is going to move. So you can move 6. Move her to about there. I'm then going to use my other triple, my triple 2, to use her ability. So pick a visible friendly fighter with the beast rune mark within 4 inches of this fighter, and that fighter may make a bonus attack action. So my Rock Tusk Prowler is going to make a bonus attack, 4 dice, against your leader again. So it's 4s to wound, because I'm strength 4, toughness 4. Oh, just 1, so that's 2 more wounds. We're up to 8 now, is that?
8, yes.
So I can't reach a boss, so I will attack your... I can't remember what the name of the one with the big flail is.
Oh, neither can I. That is my Iron Legionary with Bolas.
Okay, so I'm going to attack her. 4 attacks, strength 4. So force to wound, I presume. Oh, just 1 crit, and that's only 2 damage. Because it's just a wimpy little whip. I say wimpy, I'm sure if I got hit by one of them, I probably wouldn't find it very clever at all. Probably just keel over. I'm just going to die here, leave me alone. So that's me done, let's back over to you.
Okay. I think I'm going to use the whip of my Legionnaire that you've just hit, but I'm going to use it on the dog.
It's a cat.
They're dogs, they're all dogs. They're dogs, Dave, they're all dogs, Dave.
They're all dogs, Dave. What about that horse? That's a dog, Dave.
So that's just 3 dice.
But you're doing 2 attacks?
I'm going to do 2 attacks, so 6 dice.
6 dice in total. And you do have a double?
Yeah, I'm not going to use that yet.
No, okay.
So it's strength 3, toughness
4.
Toughness 4.
So 5.
5 or more.
Oh, there we go. So
2
2
crits and a single. So that's 5 damage.
5. Ouch.
How much damage has the doggy thing got now?
The Rock Tusk Prowler has 15 left.
Whoa, 15 left.
Got 20 wounds. Yes, it's one of my tougher ones. But 20 is my max, and the only other person that has 20 is my leader. Well, before he becomes a red mist, I'm going to attack you with my Plains Runner there.
Okay. He has got toughness 5, in case you wonder.
The poor little Mr. Plains Runner. He rolls 3 dice, strength 3, so I need 5 to wound you. Just 1, so 1 wound.
Okay, so I'm going to use the Ogre to Ogre you. So it's he got 2 attacks.
But how much damage does he do?
6. No, it's not 6. Sorry, he's got strength 6.
Strength 6.
It's 4 or 8.
Ouch.
No, but 2 attacks I could miss.
Now I feel like you should get if your strength is double or greater, you should wound on 2 rather than 3. But
I'm gonna use the extra dice, I think, because
to give you an extra 1.
Yeah, just in case. I've been very upset. If
I've got 5 wounds on this guy, so
anything.
So I think anything's going to kill him because you do 4 wounds base, don't
it's
you?
4 and it's 3 or more. 2 dice, 3 or more.
I think you should get 1.
All right, I'm gonna just use 2 attacks then.
Well, you've got another go after, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, because I've got 2 attacks as well, haven't I? Yes.
Yeah. Smashed to pieces.
16 damage. If only that was your leader.
He has been obliterated.
Oh God! Smash!
Just a spray. And the other Plains Runner and the other guy just standing going, "Oh my God! He just turned him into pate." Who's got toast?
Pate.
So you've got another go now, so he can move, can't he?
Yeah, I'm wondering if I need to try and cut down the space. It means but then you can just get in the way.
So he moves to there, and now it's back over to me again.
Yep.
I think I'm going to have to try and head him off. So I'm going to move my Prey Taker on my guy. He's going to go around to there, and then I'm going to have a swing at you. So my Prey Taker has 3 attack dice. The toughness 5, so I need 5. Oh, whoa. So that's 6 damage. Whoa. Choppy.
That's actually, that actually hurt a little.
That was slightly aggrieved.
Yeah.
I say you appear to have slightly annoyed me. Oh dear. Cool, so back over to you.
I've got nobody left. Oh, no, I haven't attacked with the leader yet.
The leader hasn't smashed the cat to pieces yet.
So I'm going to attack with my leader, and he has 3 attack dice. Normally I'm going to use my double on the first activation, if you like, and so use 4 dice.
Okay.
Strength 5.
Strength 5, I'm toughness 4 effectively, so
3s or more.
Lots of 6s could be a problem for me. No, but that is 3 successes.
And actually, do you want me to? That was a 3 as well.
Yeah, so that's 4 successes. So how many wounds is that?
8.
Oh, so he's up to 13, so you could possibly finish the cat off in the next round.
I don't know if I want to. I've got another attack.
Well, if you did, and you managed to get the initiative next round, then you could charge in. That could be the end of it.
Let's risk it.
Also, this is the 4th round next time round,
isn't
it? And if my guy doesn't get away from
I wonder whether I should run off.
That's true. It wasn't very chaosy, would it?
No, I'm going to attack because that's boring. So it's only 3 dice this time, though.
Yes, okay. 3 to wound. 2 3s.
And a 5.
3 and 5.
So 6 damage.
So that is enough to kill the cat, because I think I was up to 4 to... Oh, no, wait a minute. You did 8 damage. No, it's not. It's
not
just
enough.
So 6
no
damage.
Crits. I did all those on no crits.
6 damage. That takes me up to 19 wounds.
Oh, I was going to get to call his weapon curiosity. But I can't. I can't now.
Okay, so I'm back over to me. I'm going to charge him with this plains guy. Who are you? I'm plains guy. So he's got 3 attack dice, 5s to cause damage. Ooh, 2 more damage. Just the 2 though, sadly.
Oh, Plains guys. Hi, it's Steve from Plains.
But do you have anybody left?
No.
Okay, so I've got 2 more people left to go. So I'll activate my.
You haven't activated your leader yet, have you? You've got multiple people left to go.
I've got 3 people.
You've got 4 people. Oh, no, 3. 3 people left to go.
So I might as well activate my leader first.
He's a leader. He's a leader.
So I'll make 2 attacks with him.
On the drill master.
Drill master. So 4 dice, strength of 4.
She's the Iron Golems resident DIY expert.
Oh! So that was nothing. I'll repeat that. Well, hopefully I won't repeat that, but I'll do the same thing again.
Oh!
Nearly. So I did get a crit. That is 5 wounds.
Oh! Ow.
Yeah.
Ow! Ow! Ooh! Ah! Ooh!
I'll then activate my Prey Taker.
Prey Taker.
So he's going to attack next. It's 3 swords, 4s. That's another 4 wounds.
4 wounds. But my saving throw.
Your toughness is 4, isn't it? I've assumed here.
Toughness is... Yes, it's 4. 4, how much, sorry?
4.
4 wounds.
So how many wounds is she up to now?
Just, she's on 9. She's got 6 left.
So then my last one, I'm going to activate.
This is kind of make or break. This is kind of make or break.
So my first fang has a range of 8, so I can pick who I shoot at. So I might as well shoot at your at the same person again.
You really want to try
with.
and kill her, because if you do, then I can't. I will really struggle to kill your leader.
I will, yeah.
But if I go first, then I might kill your leader. So you really want to kill her.
So I have 2 dice, strength of 4. No. I'll try again with my second attack.
Oh, it's a crit.
That is 5 damage. 5 damage, but that's not enough.
Push you back onto a lethal hex. Do 1 damage. Yeah, no.
Play trap. Sorry to anyone who doesn't watch Underworld, but you know these are the only jokes we've got right now. So that's the end of the 3rd round. So now we've got to get rid of all the activation.
So what is this rule? Player at the end of the 4th battle round and each subsequent battle round, any leaders within 4 inches of the battlefield edge immediately count as being taken down.
Oh.
So basically, I need to run that way. I don't need to worry about trying to. My leader doesn't want to try and kill you. He just wants to run away.
So now we're going to roll for initiative again. So the Beastie Boys get.
Oh, it's a quintuple.
Which means nothing in the game.
You can have a quad.
I can. Yeah, that's all I got.
So you can have can you have a quad and a single?
That is what.
Do you see what I mean? A quad and I don't think you can.
Yeah. What happens if you roll 5? Does that count as a single?
No, I don't know.
So at the moment, the rules don't actually cover rolling 5 of the same value. It doesn't actually tell you what to do. This is appalling rules writing. How do you not cover that in playtesting? Roll 6 dice. If you get 1, you get this. 2 is this. 3 is this. 4 is that. What happens if you roll 1 and 4? That'll never happen. Let's never cover it. The chances of that are about 1,000,000 to 1. Yeah, but they happen 9 times out of 10. So we don't really know which way to play this one. One way you could do it is you take 4 of your 5 of the same number and make a quad, and then the other one of that becomes a single. So
I think you should do that, because that's the most advantageous, and you've rolled 5 of the same bloody number, so I kind of feel like actually it should be you've made your quad and you've got 1 spare.
So Robin, what do you get for the golems? I don't think you've got to try hard to beat me.
Oh, there's 1 missing.
You've got
it's rolled out the side. It's rolled out the side there. It's just down near you.
Roll that one again. So you've got a quad and 2 singles as well. What are the chances of that?
So I don't know who gets the initiative.
Okay, so we've got a tie. Now we have to roll off to see who actually gets initiative after all that. 6 dice and we still can't determine who has initiative. So Robin, roll for the Iron Golems. Or 4. It went from a 1 to a 6 to a 4. And the Beastie Boys get a 1. So you have initiative. So the question now is, do you add 1 to try and get initiative? Because then I can do the same, and then we're going to have to roll off again.
I'm going to add mine to my initiative dice.
And I shall do the same. So we have to once more roll off to see who has initiative. Yeah, so another roll off. Or 6. 2, okay. So you going first, Robin?
I will go first, Pete.
No! And what are you going to do?
I'm going to activate Doris.
Doris.
Doris the drill master.
And what are you doing with Doris?
Well, I'm going to roll 4 dice and attack you.
Ouch. Okay, so strength 4, I presume. Okay, so 4 or more. I've only got 6 wounds remaining.
I can do a couple of these.
Yeah. Oh,
No!
One. So how many wounds is that?
Oh, I don't believe it. You're going to escape, you jammy git.
How many wounds is that?
It's 2.
2 wounds.
Oh.
Well, but that's so
Any
up to
critical.
16.
She's rolled that 3 times and not got any criticals. And then I'm going to use my Whirlwind of Death to do 3 more damage because I got a quad of 3 to do 3 more damage. Put you on 19.
But hang on, you've got another attack left.
Oh, I have. You're not going to escape. Well, you might.
I mean, honestly, readers, it's
Oh,
hard to play this game against a cretin.
I'm sorry, I forgot. I keep forgetting. It's so unnatural to have 2 attacks.
It is a bit weird.
I keep forgetting. So
Okay, so you've used your Whirlwind of Death, or whatever it's called, to
so
cause
basically just
3
need
wounds.
1 hit with these 4
Oh,
dice.
and that causes 3 wounds on my other guy as well.
Oh,
doesn't
it does, yes, because it's
Although
any within
he's
within 3 inches.
He's not close to death at the minute.
Any
so
within
he's
3
all right.
inches, so it's also.
Don't think you get the Doge.
Well,
Oh, no, I think you would get the Doge actually. So the Doge takes 3.
And I kill the dog.
You do
Or the
kill
cat,
the dog.
as you pointed out. earlier.
You do. You
But I
kill
don't
the
get.
cat.
I don't get the other person.
You do kill the cat as well. Well done. Meow.
Whoa.
Cat's dead.
So basically, this dice.
Oh, so you've got to get 1 4 or more, and my boss is dead.
Yeah.
1 4 or more.
That's the
Hey! So my boss bites the dust.
Whoa.
And at that point, you immediately
I
win.
immediately win. Yeah.
Wow.
Well played.
Well played, sir.
I kind
Well
of feel
played.
that was rather lucky rather than the planning.
Well, I don't know. I have realised I could have possibly, when I activated my guy, if I hadn't gone to try and kill you, I could have run away and then used my triple to do respite. But instead I used it for my pounce attack thing. In fact, I had 2, but I used both of my triples on special attack abilities. If I'd have used one of them, run my guy away and used respite, then I possibly would have survived. But that would have been boring and doesn't feel very chaosy to me, especially with these.
I'm going to run away over here and have a rest.
Exactly, I'm just going to have a little bit of snooze.
Yeah.
So I didn't really feel. Plus,
Yeah, I think you probably could have run rings around me if you decided to do that.
possibly, yeah. And if I had killed Doris just then you wouldn't have been able to kill me because the cat would have been away from us, so you would have struggled to then get me
No,
after
lucky
that.
I had a quad as well. But I might have killed you anyway, actually, in the end.
No, because you would have been dead. You wouldn't have been able to use your spinny kill everybody.
But I'd gone. If you had killed her, sorry, yes. I'm just mean, if I hadn't got a quad then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So
I think I was a bit lucky because I got all the initiatives both times in the last 2 rounds. If you got either of those initiatives, then I don't think I'd get to attack you in quite the same way.
yeah, although after this round, at the end of this round, I would have had to run my leader away. I would have had to get away from the edge, and that could have possibly meant that your golem could have, not your golem, your ogre could have possibly come after me.
Well, I could have disengaged and maybe done the brutal thing with my, because I would have still had a quadruple left and done some damage, but it wouldn't have been enough to kill you.
That's true.
What's interesting though is if you'd stayed there, I couldn't have charged with my leader necessarily, because if I hadn't killed you for some reason, then you could have run away and I'd have died. It's got an interesting thing with that cut off the head point. I quite like it. I quite like it because it stops you from running away, because you are the fastest thing. So it's quite good, that 4 inch
Yeah,
thing,
although
'cause you could
it only
run
stops you
ring
running so far away, because it's just within 4 inches of the edge. So I could just run across to the other side of the board a bit.
Yeah, but I think I'd eventually hemmed you in. It could have been a bit boring, I suppose.
Yeah, well, that's partially why, even though I've realised afterwards I could have run away and healed, I decided against it, because I could have still beaten you. I still had a very good chance. I just fluffed some dice rolls because I think he missed all of his attacks on one of them. And if I killed Doris, I still probably would have been able to beat you. But I just felt like I didn't really want to play a boring runaway game. I don't think you guys at home want to watch that either. No. So I figured I want to get back into the fight, really. So, first impressions of this game, it's actually quite quick to play.
It is.
This is our very first game. We've literally not played a game before. And
It's take us 6 hours.
yeah, it only take us half a day. I think it's rather good.
No, it hasn't taken. What is the time? I don't know what time it is.
It's 10:30.
10:30. So it's taken us a couple of hours, but that was with recording and with chatting.
We're recording and we're chatting, and we're literally still reading the rules
Yeah.
as we go along, and we're thinking about it a bit more. And I like the cards giving you the different layouts, the different terrain, the different missions, the different factors that get extra movement in this case, that kind of stuff. I just quite like that randomness of it. It's not like some systems where you're just setting up the board and you're going through the same sort of motion. I mean, all games have a way of varying it, but I just like the fact that this is less variance on the warbands, and it's easy to keep WYSIWYG.
Yeah, I think I like that.
Because WYSIWYG is the bane of casual gamers,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
and I think you said that before. I'm probably just ripping off you word for word, but
that's exactly what I said.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think it's very tough as a casual gamer to be able to play WYSIWYG games properly and not have to go through the whole. This guy hasn't actually got a double-handed sword. He's actually got a crossbow, and this guy over here with a bow has actually got 2 daggers or whatever.
And it doesn't matter. These are the cards.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. These are the Iron Legionaries. Everybody else pretty much is different, and so even if the loadouts work quite the same, that's what the card says. That's what it is.
Yeah. And I think,
and it doesn't actually matter.
No,
I mean, it doesn't really matter too much in the context of the game whether he's got a hammer or a thingy, because it's just
his attack's the same.
An attack of 3 dice, 5 damage.
This range, that damage, whatever it is. And I did wonder at the start when we set up almost opposite each other in a bit of a Mexican standoff, I was a bit concerned that it was just going to turn into a massive scrum in the middle.
I have heard that criticism of the game.
But I think that probably completely depends on what your setup is, what your mission is. Because if your mission is grab objectives, then you're just going to slap your objectives all around the board.
We haven't seen one of those. I
No.
mean, these guys don't do much else. They lumber and they smack. They're not that. There isn't much.
But I think all the warbands are going to have that to an extent.
You're
I mean,
a bit quicker in smack.
I'm a bit quicker, but my damage is nowhere near the same as yours.
No.
I've got a few that do 5 damage on a crit, but most of mine are either 1, 2, 3, 4s on the damage front. So nothing's that impressive for me.
Doris the Drill Master is lethal. And then she's 4. She's got a range of 3, 4 damage, strength 4, or a range of 1 is 4 damage, 4 dice.
So ideally you want to sort of keep her behind some of your other legionaries, and then they can just form a bit of a shield wall.
And she's quicker as well. She moves 5 as well, so she's slightly quicker. So I could do that. But luckily I did have her up close and personal this time. Otherwise I would have lost.
And I mean the Rock Tusk Prowler is mental fast. Moves 16 across the board. You can cover well over half the board in one phase if you need to get them into a position.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like another game we've played, and I can't remember what it is. It might be Frostgrave, where if you tie somebody up in combat, that can be really painful because you've got 2 activations. You've got disengage, and then you've got. We did disengage tonight, so I can't exactly remember what the rule does. Basically,
so disengage, you can only move 3 inches, and you have to be over an inch away from everybody by the end of it.
It's like, disengage is almost pointless because you disengage and then...
Possibly, but you could disengage and move.
Yeah.
So if there's multiple people in that scrum, you can get away from the scrum.
I can see circumstances where it would be quite good, but like today, if I ever disengage, particularly maybe it's more useless for the golems, because basically wherever I disengage and move to, you just charge me down.
But if you get a quad, you might have rampage, which is you can make a bonus move action and bonus attack action. So if you get that, you can disengage, then do a regular move, then do a bonus move, and then do a bonus attack. So you could actually, if you get, I mean, I don't know what the chances of rolling a quad are, but they're probably nearly 0.
We rolled 2.
Oh yeah, I mean, rolling a quad, you want to cover that in the rules, but not 5 of the same. That's never going to happen.
Yeah, that's really funny. I think the way is probably the right way, that you just count it as an extra single.
Well, that's the first FAQ, isn't it? So
I think it's a reasonable way to do it, because rolling a 5 is just so unlikely. It'd be really unfair. So you rolled 5, but actually it's completely crap.
Yeah,
you might as well have not bothered.
You would have been better rolling 4.
Yeah, exactly. So
yes, that'll be one of the first crews to come up, I think, or at least it's the first crew for us to come up. I think everything else is pretty much covered, and the rules themselves are quite nice and compact and simple. You can have 2 activations, you can do 2 of these things. It's all pretty clear, it's all pretty concise.
Cover rules pretty simple, though it only came into being once in this game.
Yep.
And I really like the fact, as you mentioned, there are no saving throws.
Yes.
Speeds it up.
It does, it's only 1 roll, but it can be, like you said, it can be really soul destroying when you get that hit and you get that wound, and then your opponent just rolls their 3+ or whatever. Okay, there we go. It's
bloody Poxwalkers or whatever it was, not Poxwalkers, Death Guard.
Yeah, Death Guard with the
save.
there's another one. There's another one. So it can be. It just speeds things up. It just makes things a little bit simpler.
It is more cinematic. That's what they wanted to do. It's like basically whatever you do, you hit. Well, not whatever you do. If you hit, you do damage. So
yeah,
there's
exactly.
Blood spraying everywhere. And actually, it feels great to do 6 wounds, even if though actually for most of the 6 wounds
doesn't actually kill anybody.
Almost unheard of in a GW game. Doesn't kill anybody.
Especially against the ogre. 6 wounds is like, now you've annoyed me.
Yeah.
Or now you've got my attention. Let's dance. So I quite like this game, and I think the other warbands and the other factions coming in could give you a real ability to have lots of varied mixed games with not a lot of effort.
I hope so. We have to see how. It'd be a question of how they've balanced the different factions and how differently they play.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't really explored that here yet. I mean, you're very much quick. Obviously, you're very much quicker than my guys, but actually, we both pretty much got into combat, and you had more attacks because you had more of you.
I feel if you'd have been able to get your ogre into combat earlier, those 3 guys in the middle were all wounded, and especially if you managed to get a quad off with your charge ability, or is it a triple?
It's a triple, yeah.
So you could have possibly, because that damages everybody within an inch, you could have possibly with a high triple.
I have to move though, so if I was in combat, it's no use.
That is true, but with a high triple, if you can get that move in, all 3 of those guys are wounded, and you could have possibly killed 3 people off in one go. Would have been mental.
The lady over there, Doris, did a couple.
Doris
took the cat.
Doris, she took the cat
she's
out,
got curiosity.
And
her weapon is curiosity.
Yeah, Doris has curiosity, and I quite liked my
javelin attack thing.
I quite like my first Fang's range attack with the triple to pull that guy away from combat, and I just liked the. It's simple. It's nice and easy. You've got these special abilities. I love the universals. I'm quite fond of this game so far. I think this has an edge over Kill Team because it's a bit simpler.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how GW balance the expansion of the game.
Yeah. I like the idea that buying other terrain sets will get you terrain cards. I do find it a little odd that they don't give you instructions for putting the terrain together, but then the terrain cards have some specific.
Yeah, I don't know whether you missed a trick somewhere online.
But I think you get enough.
It's fine.
You get enough though, and we're not that much sticklers for detail. No. I don't think this game's ever going to be a highly competitive game, or at least in the same vein, because I think it might be too simple.
Maybe, I don't know. It's hard to know because people play AOS competitively, and I don't really understand how they do that because it's just so myriad. And
that's true. That is true.
Sprawling.
That is true.
It's almost simpler is better, I think, for competitive games. Whether there's enough granularity to make an interesting meta, he says, sticking his fingers in the air. I don't know.
And not his middle fingers.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying that. We're going to play another game soon. I'll probably maybe swap over, or we'll play the same warbands again until we get the new ones. We're still a week or so away from the release, so we have to wait till we've got the Siphon Lords coming.
Yeah,
we'll play those as soon as we get.
And we might possibly get some skellies in because I've got my old skellies, and we have ordered the skelly kits.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll have the skellies as well as the night haunts, and we can get some other varied games in, and as the other warbands come out we can hopefully add them in.
Absolutely. If they did a box, I'd definitely buy the Stormcast as well. I really like the idea of the Stormcast battling it out, like a vanguard of Stormcast vanguard looking for treasure or trying to get artifacts back,
or just trying to batter the crap out of any chaos people I happen to come across.
But at the moment you've got to buy 2 really disparate sets to make it worthwhile.
That is the only problem that's going to make it a bit like Kill Team. I feel that if you've got an AOS army, your quid's in, great, you've already got what you need. Yeah. If you don't, then to make a warband up, you're probably going to have to spend like 30-40 quid just to get a couple of the boxes.
But that's fine, because there's going to be 8 Chaos Warbands to play, so it's all going to work out good.
That is true. We'll be focusing mostly on the Chaos Warbands. We might try and fill in some of the other warbands here and there. You might even see maybe a Gerzag or something like that might take to the tabletop at some point as well, because some of those models could come in quite handy. So in fact you could possibly use the Fast Riders in a warband.
Yeah, you probably could.
So there's a starter for 10.
I don't know if you can manage to somehow use all 3.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that game. I enjoyed that game, and hopefully we've covered a lot of the rules and showed you how it all works and stuff like that.
If you played it and you've noticed some mistakes, do point them out. And do remember it's only our first time, and we're literally reading through the rules as we went.
We are literally reading the rules.
If you enjoyed the content, as I said at the top of the video, do like and subscribe. Do tell us that you enjoyed it. You can find us on Facebook, Agents of Sigmar, and we're just starting out with this game. We want to take it as far as we can. So let us know what you think, and do comment on the video wherever you find it.
Yep, do like, do follow, do subscribe, do all that good stuff on YouTube. The more people we have following us, the more clout we get, and the more it gives us the power to be able to put some shove behind what we do and give you guys more entertaining content.
Woo! Entertainment!
So until next time, we shall see you soon in the Varanspire. Bye!